I'm indeed delighted to be the part of this wonderful event where we are talking about the sustainability, survival, transformation. And I must congratulate the organizers for choosing this theme, particularly the post-COVID situation, which has tested the part of sustainability. No solution, no technology can be complete if it doesn't have the component of sustainability. And the COVID and the Ukraine war has taught us that. And we cannot depend upon any other country. See, the pandemic has taught us that we have to depend in terms of producing the vaccine. When no other country was coming forward, India through its innovation and its own capacity has done not only met the requirement of our country but also provided that vaccine to the whole world. And this sustainability cannot be achieved all of a sudden. It needs lots of planning, it needs lots of research, and it needs lots of innovation as well. And the conferences like this, they provide this platform where lots of discussion can take place, where we talk about a new idea, where we talk about different studies that we are carrying out. And it also somehow tells us that what our peer groups involved they are doing, and accordingly we can plan and strategize to achieve that part of the sustainability which we are talking about. And as far as the theme of this conference is concerned, I think it's very well designed. It talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat. It talks about the entrepreneurship and innovation. Government of India has initiated, launched many policies such as Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up India, Vocal for Local, Mudra loans, etc., which is somehow leading towards that Atmanirbhar Bharat. We used to purchase, we still are purchasing the arms, ammunition from the world, but today we are also developing it, we are also exporting it. And not only this part, but there are lots of other policies which I will be talking about, particularly the entrepreneurship and the startup ecosystem that Government of India has created. It's commendable. We know that there are lots of funding being given by the Government of India to various institutions. There are funding from the private sectors, from the angel investors. There are funding through CSR funds as well for entrepreneurship, innovation and startup. We already have attained the third position as far as the best ecosystem for the startup is concerned in the world. We already have more than 100 unicorns. That speaks of itself. No, the population is growing. India is already, as was told by the speaker earlier, that it is the fifth largest economy, and we are targeting to be the first three in the year by the year 2030. But how is it possible? Unless we create lots of job opportunities, unless we have lots of productions at our own, so it is not possible. So we have to create lots of job opportunities, and that is why this entrepreneurship and startup is very, very important. We are not talking about the IPRs also. That is also a very important component. And innovation and IPR goes side by side. I will give you statistics of the USA. In USA, which we say is around 20 trillion economy. Most of your economists here, so slight figure may vary, but it's very close to that. And out of that 20 trillion economy, near about 5.8 trillion, it is through IPRs only. So IPR plays a very big role in the economy, and I think India is moving towards that now. And we have to move towards that if we want our economy to be among top 3 or maybe the top in the next few decades. And not only this, in fact, the export of USA, around 74% of its export, it is again based on these IPRs. So innovation and IPRs is the need of the day, and we need to focus upon that. And any innovation, any product that we have, unless we have a very, innovative business model, it cannot sustain. That is why the role of economics are very, very important to execute these projects to be successful. And if you see the Indian ecosystem, there are big companies which have come up from the startups. Like we have Paytm, we have Oyo, we have Flipkarts, and these are some of the startups which is technology driven. So technology is a very important component of any startups in today's time. There are 90,000 startups already in India. So economics has a very big role to play in those startups, in entrepreneurship policies training. The second point which I was looking into this, it was your economy and development in your sub-theme. So if we see the economic aspect post-COVID, so there are lots of companies which are moving towards India. We see the mobile production, which India has already attained the second position as far as the mobile production is concerned. And there are government policies, particularly when it comes to the Atmanirbhar Bharat, like we were totally dependent upon the China, Taiwan and many other countries for our semiconductor requirements. You must have heard the news that many car deliveries were delayed because we did not have chips. So how to do that? So Government of India has from its own pocket, spared 1.75 lakh crores to start up the semiconductor industry, and that is going to be a big boost, not only in that sector, but also it's going to create lots of job opportunities in the time to come. So I think economy is going to grow very fast as far as India is concerned, and we have taken lead in many of these sectors. India is already IT power, IT superpower, I should say. We have done excellently well in terms of space technology. In fact, we are also launching the satellites of other countries. And when it comes to the defense sector, when it's infrastructure development, the road, transportation, I think we are doing wonderfully well. So economic growth of the country is definitely going to go up with the passage of the time, but we definitely need to have those policies, and with the changing time, how do you innovate those policies, how do you build those business models which are very important, and that is what is the job of the economics. And I will see another important topic of environment, which is of my trust as well, because I also work in the renewable energy area, and we see that it's water, energy, and food and environment are very essential components. And water and food I will take separately, but energy and environment has a very good relation, very strong relations. Why? Because if you talk about the energy requirement of any country, of India in particular, if I say, most of the environment is met by thermal, which is causing lots of pollution. And we just saw Professor Chauhan that he, the part or maybe has worked on this Paris Agreement. We already are signatory to that Paris Agreement. And India has committed to reduce the emission to a level which was there in 2005 by the year 2030. So how to do that? Our energy requirement is going to go up with the passage of time. Our lifestyle, our GDP per capita income is going up. So energy requirement is going to go up. How will we meet that? Obviously, they are going to our renewables. And if you see the renewables and see the role of economics in the growth of the renewable sector, so let me give you some statistics where we work. There's a policy, there was a policy of feed-in tariff, that if you set up your own plant, you are going to get preferential prices, and that too for 50 to 20 years. People were ready to, they came forward, investors came forward. It was only because of that economy, that aspect, which has driven the growth of the renewable sector. Similarly, there were certain renewable energy certificates, and Government of India has made one rule very clearly, that is the renewable purchase obligation, that each state has to have certain renewable source generation. Like in Chandigarh, they also need to have that renewable purchase obligation. They need to meet 10% of their own consumption. If the total consumption is 300 megawatt here, 30 megawatt should come from renewables. So from where to get that? Obviously from the solar. If they cannot meet that, then they have to purchase it from somebody who has set up those plants, and they are issued the certificates. So again, the finances is involved. And when we talk about, the maybe we need to, meet those targets. If you do not meet the targets, then you are penalized. The penalty is also offered. That is also imposed. Similarly, on emission also the time to come we will find that if we do not cut our emissions, we are also going to be penalized for that. So then comes the role of this carbon credit, and in many countries like Nepal, where total hydro, they are earning, a very handsome amount from the carbon credits. So what I am trying to tell you is that when it comes to the, the energy, the environment, and all these things, economics has a big role to play. Money has a big role to play. Economy is driving everything. So I think the theme that you have picked up for this seminar is very relevant in today's time. Whether it's the AI you are talking about, the healthcare system you are talking about, or the economic well-being or anything. So I think the deliberations that will take place, it is going to be very, very helpful to all of you. And I feel that there are lots of discussions, lots of talks, and you cannot remember each and everything, but many a time you pick up 1 or 2 points, and that is what is important, because it can decide the direction in which you have to go as far as your research is concerned. So please be ready for that, and please be open, क्योंकि विद्या धनम व्यय वर्धते, जितना बांटोगे उतना आपका बढ़ेगा. So is these deliberations which take place in the conferences that helps you, your oral knowledge get enhanced, you get confidence, you also see what is going on and around. So I wish the organizers and the college principal man all the very best for this conference, and I hope that this college, which already has a history, the presentation shows it's a testimony to its excellence. It's going to be go further as far as these accomplishments are concerned. So I wish all the best to all the delegates and the college and organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening talk, which has set us